Hello, my name is HistoryWes. Welcome back to the Greenhouse SMP server. Today we're going to be making a new addition to our base here in the Asian-inspired area. As you can see there in the distance, that's our construction we made way down into the earth. It's a multi-level thing with the slime farm at the bottom. That is based on the forge building in Irontown in the movie Princess Mononoke. Fantastic movie. If you've never seen it, you should definitely watch it. You should buy a copy from Amazon or eBay and watch it immediately. Today our build is also going to be from that movie. We are going to build the home of Maro the Wolf God. And Maro the Wolf God is a protector of the forest, and she and her two pups have a place on the side of a mountain, at the top of the mountain, and there is a cave where the two pups and her daughter San, who is her adopted human daughter, live. They live in this cave, and then Maro stands or sits above the cave on top of the mountain. So here we are digging out the cave. A couple of things I want to let you know. Number one, I'm re-recording this after the fact because I was not happy with the recording that I did before. And also there's a huge amount of editing in this piece because unlike all the great builders that tell you you should gather all of your materials before you go, I did not have enough materials, and so I had to return again and again to pick up more materials. In this case, white wool. I went far afield for different colors of wool, and then spent about an hour AFKing in my sheep farm for the white wool. So we're digging back into the mountain. We want this to be the cave. And let's see, it doesn't have to go too far back. Maybe a layer or two. Here's Chowco. I brought him and the other dog Kiki along to use as reference models. I'm also using I have in front of me a little Minecraft toy dog, in addition to which I got the basic structure and idea from a tutorial by TSMC Minecraft, which I will be linking to in the description. It's a good tutorial. He does a much better job of building a wolf than I do, and he's also builds from front to back, whereas I, for some reason, built back to front. I think his way is much easier. And he also has some other builds. If you have a desire to build a giant chicken or pig or whatever, he is your go-to guy. Okay, so we've gotten the sides roughed up a little bit. Looks a little bit more natural. It's really more blocky than the actual cave that they live in, because in the movie it's worn very smooth and roundish kind of. And here we're putting black wool in the back, so it looks like it just goes on back forever. In the movie we don't get a real clear idea how deep the cave is, but it's pretty deep anyway. Okay, so now we need to move up to the top. We've got to prepare a place for Maro to stand. Now, in the movie, Maro, the wolf god, and her offspring, including San, the human girl, adopted human girl, they are the enemies of Lady Eboshi of Irontown. So the building down there that you see, again, based on the Irontown building. unlike this one in the background here, there's my mob farm on the left and my fortress on the right, which are both more traditional Japanese buildings. In Princess Mononoke, you don't see a lot of the fancier places. You're kind of in the outskirts, the outland areas. Anyway, Maro's going to be pretty big, so she's going to need a lot of room. So we'll have to clear all this out. And while I'm digging here, just a reminder, I'm on the Greenhouse SMP, which is a whitelisted Patreon server for patrons of Stina Rose Gaming. If you support Stina Rose Gaming, and you definitely should if you're into Minecraft, then at the gold level, which is $10 per month, you can, as one of the perks, you get to play on this server. And it's a nice, quiet little group. There are about 25 members, maybe not that many, and of those members, there's a handful that are usually on a regular basis. But every once in a while we get together. Last week we did a session with Stina, killing withers, in which I died every single time, but we fought 9 withers, I believe, and we also took Stina took a mini tour of our bases. And then yesterday, Jeweled Rose, Barbarian John, and myself spent an hour or two lighting up Spawn Town, which is named Rosewood, and putting discreet lighting, sea lanterns, glowstones, and jack-o'-lanterns all under leaves in the ground. And because Spawn Town was a haven for mobs. Every time you go in there, you get blown up by creepers. So I think we've got it fixed now. But anyway, if you're interested, I'll also put a link to Stina Rose's Patreon page, and you can check out all the perks that you can get for supporting her. And you should definitely watch her Minecraft videos and streams. Besides being a really excellent builder, she's just a really neat person. Well, I placed this in the wrong spot. I want to be a little bit further from the mountain, so I need to get right out on the edge. And as you can guess, these are the feet, the back feet. TSMC, when he did his tutorial, used gray wool, and because he thought it looked better, and I agree, it actually does look better than going with the more traditional colors of the wolf, white with some gray splotches. But I decided to go with white because of the source material I'm trying to replicate. Maro is white, and so are her cubs in the movie Princess Mononoke. A little bit more about that movie. It is from Studio Gibli, the same studio that did Spirited Away and Kiki's Delivery Service, and many other animated movies like Ponyo and My Neighbor Totoro. All of them great, but in my opinion, by far, their greatest work was Princess Mononoke. And it's one of the highest grossing films in Japan of all time. And it did quite well. It was distributed by Miramax here in the United States, and of course they have American actors and actresses doing the voices. Billy Crudup and Claire Danes are the two main characters. Claire Danes is the title character, Princess Mononoke, also known as San. the daughter of the Wolf God, and Gillian Anderson of X-Files fame is the voice of Maro the Wolf God, and just does a great job of it. And let's see. Okay, so we're framing in the body. And of course, I have nowhere near the amount of wood or the wool that I need, so I've got to get more after I take a quick nap. Okay, here we are. Continuing on. I've not been playing much Minecraft in the last couple of weeks, and I've not been recording very much either, for several reasons. Most of them don't have to do with Minecraft at all. Most of them are related to work. Work has been pretty hard, so I've had less time. Also, I was suffering a little bit of burnout on. I'm on 3 servers, and this one. And I haven't played a lot on here because there haven't been very many people on to play with, and I've also had a hard time thinking of something else to fit into my base here. Fortunately, I got some inspiration from Princess Mononoke, and I think I'll look at some of the other movies made by Hayao Miyazaki, the creator, and see if I can't find something else to build here. On Wells Night, I framed in and got my modern skyscraper built, and now it's just a matter of filling it in and putting the furniture in, decorating it, and it's kind of more of the same. I mean, you know, you can only do 30 or 40 rooms of interior decorating before you get tired of it. So I actually put some feelers out to see if somebody wanted to do it for money, but I haven't really heard back. And then on the World of Odium, that server's kind of in flux now as it changes hands from one leader to the other. But again, there I'm doing an Asian build much like here, and I need some more Asian inspiration, I suppose. Alright, so we've got our chest area done here. The wolves in Minecraft are pretty, like, bulky right up in the front. I guess that's more to indicate the shagginess of the wolf than anything else. Anyway, my 4th game that I'm playing is my own game, my individual game, which I've been recording as Wes's World lately, and I decided to update it to the snapshots so that I could try out all the new stuff, and it's fun, but the snapshots have made the game incredibly laggy. So I've gotten to the point where it's almost impossible to play. There's so much lag. And if I had a game or computer with more memory, I'm sure that would solve that problem, but I've got what I've got. My old girl here is, let's see, 7 years old now, which is pretty old for a computer. I don't think I've ever relied on one computer that long, but I'm waiting for some new upgrades before I buy a new one. Plus, I just bought a new car, so there's, you know. Okay. Here is the collar, or where the collar would be, and in if you were building it true to Minecraft, you would put a red ring here, But of course Maro does not have a collar, so I'm going to try and just use a ring of gray here to just kind of give a little differentiation. And hopefully it won't look so much like a color as it does just a little bit of variation in the design. And so here we are, starting on the head. All right. I'm really excited for Minecraft 1.14 to come out. I have some... This is what the tutorial called for, sandstone. I'm not sure if I wholeheartedly like it or not. It does match the color of the kind of flesh tone color that's on the actual dogs. But I don't know. I may make some variations to this, and I have a couple of things that I didn't do on the body that I think I want to do, so I might make some improvements later. Anyway, as I was saying, 1.14 is coming out soon, and really looking forward to it. My family, 4 of us, have picked out a seed for a new campaign in Minecraft, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I really want to use all the new stuff. There's still so much that that they haven't put in yet that Mojang has promised for this season. So I don't know when the thing is going to be done. But I'm guessing like April maybe for pre-releases, because it seems like there's still a lot more stuff that needs to go in. Okay, so we have our back part of our face just about done here. The back part of the head, everything but the snout. And those black dots here are the eyes. And there's a zombie. I was thinking about putting a layer of carpet on top of Maro here so that zombies and creepers wouldn't spawn on her back, but I think there's going to be a natural layer of snow. You can see there's snow across the top here. So, if I'm not mistaken, snow will prevent spawning just like carpet does. And if it doesn't, it should. Okay. I've actually kind of reversed the colors for the face of the traditional Minecraft dog in order to get the white that I'm looking for Maro's face. So we'll just have to see how it works out. And got a torch in there so we don't have some spawning inside of the head, and I put several torches in the body so there wouldn't be any spawning in there. And now it's, yeah, the tutorial called for another piece of sandstone here in the corner of the jowl, and I'm right now looking at the model of the dog that from my Minecraft toy set, and that's not how it is at all. It's a little L. So that extra piece of sandstone is completely unneeded anyway. That's okay. Now we'll pillar out here to see, wouldn't it be nice to have scaffolding? That's part of the new set. It'll be interesting to see how much scaffolding actually gets used. I mean, it sounds cool, but when I'm scaffolding around, I'm usually going more than a few blocks, and dirt's everywhere. You don't have to go to the closest jungle to get dirt. So I don't know. We'll see. Just a little ways here. Go back to our sandstone. Yeah, and I see a problem that the tutorial couple of problems. Now the tutorial suggested sandstone behind the nose here, but on the model it's actually a different color, so I think this gray is actually more correct. But there should be a line of black around the jaw, which I did not do, unless I just misunderstood the directions. And here are the ears. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Now we're at the back, and a big part of the build for a wolf would be the tail, but it's doubly important for Maro, the wolf god, because she has two tails. This is part of that Japanese tradition of powerful magical animals having more than one tail. You remember the fox-like Pokemon Ninetales, and it's meant to display their supernatural qualities. Well, Maro has two tails, which is problematic in this blocky way we're putting things together. But we're going to do the best we can. And what I think we're going to do is we're going to have one tail hanging down, and then we'll have one tail sticking out. If I tried to have two side by side, it might look like one really fat tail, and if I tried to angle it, it would be too zigzaggy. So we'll start one block above. And then come out from there. All right. Okay. To my mind, the second tail is kind of unnecessary in the story. I mean, Maro is giant. She speaks. She's got supernatural powers, so having an extra tail is like not really necessary to show that she's as important as she is. But hey, who am I to argue with Japanese tradition? Alright, there we go. And you see we've already got a buildup of snow. That's another reason why using white wool instead of gray wool works out in this case, I think. Alright, there are a couple of changes that I plan to make to this build, the mouth, and there's another addition that I want to make, and I'm probably going to lower the bottom of the cave to make the cave entrance bigger so it's more prominently seen from down below. But for today, I think this has been a pretty good day's work. In actuality, it was about an hour and a half worth of work. If you can think of anything else that I missed as far as the build, please let me know down in the comments section. Or if you have any suggestions from Miyazaki movies or Japanese culture of what I should add, leave those as well. It's always good to hear from you. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it if you press the like. And you might think about subscribing. That would be great. So we just run down here and let Chow go up and get our bed. We'll take one last look back at the build. After we have kill a zombie here, because there we go, and a dancing skeleton, and there's the build. All right, thanks for joining me, and as always, keep on Minecrafting.